Hello everybody, this is Kyrix with another edition of This Week in Kyrix. Today is for the week of Wednesday, February 14th, Happy Valentine's Day, of 2018. It's actually being recorded, of course, as always, Thursday morning at midnight 15. So, it completely slipped my mind. I have had another Let's Play anniversary. I want to say it's my 5th? Maybe my 4th? Either way, I've been at this for a while. Yeah, I think it's my 5th, now that I think about it. So, yeah, I've been at this for quite a while, so yay me! Normally I put out a video, but no one cares. I don't care, It's just a thing that marked, the upload of the first thing on this channel. It's not even my Let's Play anniversary. I was actually recording longer than what I released on this channel. And this Let's Play, the Let's Play first release on this channel wasn't even my first one. That is honestly probably still on YouTube somewhere. If I really look for it, I could probably find it, but not sure I care. Okay, oh yeah, gaming. I'm gaming, aren't I? Yes, I am. That's the thing I forgot. Oh, my first terror mission. I thought I was there already. It's the problem when you're playing multiple games and you're playing the sequel all at the same time, So, Tuesday, Pokemon. Ooh boy, Pokemon. Pokemon was fun. Okay, so here's the thing. I honestly forgot what I've discussed. I'm actually going to look up what I discussed.
Gotten reports of alien activity taking place.
Okay. Haven't really gone over much. I do not have any word from Walmart at this time. I was supposed to call today, or yesterday. When I say today, just assume I mean Wednesday. Because it's only been Thursday for 17 minutes. So, I was supposed to call today, but something came up that I'll get into in a minute. But let's go with Pokemon first. Pokemon League this week, we had a tournament that we set up last week, which is a Sinnoh-only tournament. Not just Pokemon that appear in the Gen 4 games, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, but specifically Pokemon that are from the Sinnoh region. Like, you can't play Tangela, but you can play Tangrowth. You can't play Lickitung, but you can play Licky. Things like that. And, this was done, I believe I described, to commemorate the fact that, first off, we like to have competitions because it gives us something to do. Something specific to do. And secondly, it was done to commemorate the fact that, oh shit, no sniper. That's going to be tricky. That Game Freak is releasing all the legendaries. Specifically, the version-exclusive legendaries. From Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Not just the Alolan ones, just period, the shit that you can't get. Like, for example, in Ultra Sun, you can catch Dialga in the Ultra Wormholes. So when you pick up your card, you get Palkia instead, etc. And I figure, hey, we can't decide exactly how we want this tournament, what region, what specifics, etc. How about we do Sinnoh, since everyone's going to have access to the Sinnoh Dragons this month? And that's what we did. We did the Sinnoh Dragons. And I had big plans about what I was going to use for my tournament team. And sadly, none of those plans really materialized because basically I had back in, I want to say November. Possibly somewhere between September and November, because it was a period of over a month that I was doing this. But will you two calm the fuck down? The animals are roughhousing. Anyway, between September and November, I think it actually ended in October. But they were doing. Actually, I could tell you when. Give me this card. Got the distribution card right here. From October 23rd to November 23rd, so about a month, I was gathering the shiny Silvally downloads. Originally, it was mostly because I wanted the gold bottle caps that came with them, because this is the first time gold bottle caps were really distributed. I mean, you can get them in the game, so it's not like they were unattainable or something. It's just they were difficult to attain. It was entirely luck-based. And I didn't want to leave it up to luck, because gold bottle caps are fucking awesome, and the more you have of them, the easier a time you have. And it's kind of funny that I went through so much trouble to get the gold bottle caps, but I don't use them. Because most of my Pokemon already have high IV counts, and I'll get into why that's a thing in a minute. Basically, there are two types of stat adjustments. There are EVs, effort values, which you can train. Each Pokemon has a certain effort value to it. Like Chansey, for example, I think has 2 hit point effort values, and Blissey has 3 hit point effort values. Every 4 effort values you get is +1 to the stat in question. So if I kill, let's say, 4 Blisseys, that is 8 effort values, so that's 2 points to my hit points. And watching a Pokemon that has a fuck ton of effort values at a high level, like if you, let's say you get a Pokemon level 50 with no effort values and then suddenly train them up and then start leveling them, I forget which Pokemon it was, but I was seeing increases of like 17 and 20 to my speed stat every turn, or every level up, because of just how much effort values they had stacked up in that time. So it's pretty fun to watch. It really is. But that's value number 1. Effort values are easy enough to manipulate. There are also berries and in the 6th generation bags that you could use that would remove effort values. And you'd probably be thinking, well, Kyrix, why would you want to remove effort values? Because there's a cap. I want to say it's something like 512 is the cap. And once you hit that cap, no more effort values matter. And you can only get, I want to say, 252 effort values in a single stat. Which means that after a while, you max out a stat. You basically have enough that you can completely max 2 stats and put a point in something else. So, for my case, usually what I will do is I will do, like, speed, the relevant attack stat, and 1 point into hit points. That's just how I build. I mean, your mileage may vary, as it were. But that's how I do it.
I'm on the move.
And mine is by no means, you know, what you should pull from. The second value is individual values, IVs. These are set at birth. Oh, fuck me, Chrissies. These things are much harder in XCOM 2. But, the thing with IVs is IVs have a stat between 0 and 31. Boom, 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 boom. And, what this controls is, at level 100, you will get the effort or the individual value worth of 3 points into whatever stat. For example, if I have 27 hit point individual values, then I will have 27 more hit points at level 100. And they don't, it's not like you get them all in one chunk. They add up like a point here, a point there, every few levels. I don't know what the distribution rate is, but there is one. I've seen it in action, you know. And until Gen 7, that is the Alola region, Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, the only way to do anything about it was to breed or to soft reset a lot. And if you didn't get what you needed, you were fucked. And once they were set, and you couldn't do shit about it. And that made it fucking nightmarish to get legendaries. Because it's a case of, oh, here's the perfect nature. Oh, but I need special attack, and he's got perfect stats and attack, so reset. But Gen 7's like, you know, this is bullshit. All it does is encourage hackers to hack. You know, it's like, oh, well, I want a 6 IV Zygarde. And for the record, that doesn't mean 6 IVs in a stat. That means 6 perfect IVs. Generally, no one needs more than 5, but 6 is just kind of bragging rights. I myself have about half a dozen 6 IV Pokemon, all of which were accidents, you know, because I was breeding for 5s, and in my numerous attempts to get the 5 IVs I was after, I ended up with, you know, utterly perfect stats. Which, don't get me wrong, is pretty fucking cool. Okay, so it's past the burning shrubbery. So, here? Ah, I see it now. Okay. I was trying to figure out where the hell this guy was so I could shoot him in the face. Oh, he has a friend. Who is his friend? Is that Chrysalid? Well, he's not my problem. This guy is. Shit! Now I've got problems. Okay. We're gonna fucking kill this thing. We're taking no chances. That's not what I wanted to do, but that's okay, because this should do it. Yeah, it didn't do it! Didn't do it at all! Oh dear. Well, this is the worst possible situation, actually. Oh no. Oh, no. We're gonna get rid of at least one of these fuckers right now. This one specifically. So yeah, this turn's gonna suck. Unless, no. Shit. Sorry, Siffy, better you than me. Alright, so anyway, individual values. You'd have to hack them in, for the most part. Well, they decided to introduce something called hyper training. Because there was super training before this, in Gen 6, where you would basically have your Pokemon beat up a boxing weight, you know, a heavy bag. And they would gain a certain number of EVs in whatever stat they were beating up, depending on the size of the bag. And you could also have them play games where they kick soccer balls at balloons. That's not an exaggeration, that's literally what you do. You kick soccer balls at a fucking balloon.
I'm out of firepower over here.
As unprofessional as it sounds, the bite seems to have turned him into a zombie.
I love the fact that he was able to take that reaction shot with no bullets in his gun. Fucking shit. Anyway, so they added in hyper training, which is at level 100. You can give this guy a bottle cap, and he will max out 1 IV. Or you can give him a gold bottle cap, and he will max out all IVs. Shit. I could probably kill this guy. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna go over here and reload real quick. There we go. So, gold bottle caps obviously are the best thing, because what they do is there are 2 functions, really. Well, 3 functions. If you're lazy, you can use it to max out a Pokemon that has some good stats. I personally... I do. I personally use it on Pokemon with no perfect IVs, or very few. Legendaries are a waste because they tend to have anywhere from 3 to 5 perfect ones. So why would you want to use it there, you know what I mean? But, you know, some people are like that. They're just wrong. No, What was the ding? Anyway, So yeah, I wanted the Silvally originally for the gold bottle caps, and I have like 12 or 13 of them now. It's really fucking cool. Not gonna lie, it's great. That at any time, if I want to max something out, I just can, and it's pretty fucking cool. You know, it's just one of those happy day moments. But then I realized, hey, Silvally's an interesting Pokemon in that it can be any type. It could be every type of the 18 types, because it's normal type by default, and there are 17 memory items you can put on him that will change his type. So, being the person I am, I decided, hey, I'm gonna get friggin' 18 Silvally cards. Because I own Pokemon Moon, and I could just erase the game and send myself Silvally, and erase the game and send myself Silvally. And it was a fucking ordeal, but I got my 18 cards. Barely, but I got them. My plan was to get like 30 of them or so, keep 18 for myself and hand the others out, but I barely got my 18 because the closest GameStop to me, which is still a fucking 45-minute to an hour-long bike ride, which is not safe for me to attempt right now because I currently have no brakes, and it involves going down a hill the easy way. But that it's just kind of a nightmare, and mine didn't stock them half the time during this distribution event. But fortunately, they don't expire in November. They expired in February. And as it is February, I called Anubis and said, hey, dude, can I borrow your 3DS? I've been trying to get it from him for like 2 weeks. And I'm thinking, hey, these things expire on the 28th. Because I still had some Marshadow cards, and that's when they expired. No, Silvally expired on the fucking 12th. Which at the time was 6 days away. So I basically talked Anubis into meeting me up at my GameStop, which was a bitch to get to. And, missionary, cool, okay. Let's do dense smoke, I guess. And he loaned it to me, and I decided to, I made him a trade, basically, or I'm going to. He needs Dialga, because he only has the, Sun games. I think it was originally supposed to get Moon at one point.
We will be watching.
But I know he was going to try for Ultra Moon, but I talked him into getting Ultra Sun, because I told him, dude, I'm not going to be playing my Ultra Moon, you know, like, consistently. So what you should do is you should get Ultra Sun and borrow Ultra Moon from me. You know. And, anyway, he needed Dialga, and I told him, okay, here's the thing. I'll hook you up with Dialga, and I'll give you a gold bottle cap if you will come up and meet me here. And that's what we did. Oh, good, Claymore! Oh, that's a fucking name right there. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Claymore was the legendary sniper from my actual Let's Play. And she was literally the living incarnation of fear for the aliens. They were scared shitless of her. They had to be. She had almost, if not, triple-digit kills on her missions. She was terrifying. But anyway, that's what happened, is I went up there, I got the IV shit. I got all my Silvallies. Well, I spent the entire week getting the Silvally. I had no time to train my team, so my original team fell apart, and I just threw together a team of legendaries and Pokemon I already had on hand. What else could I do, really, you know? And I was expecting to get my ass whooped. I really was, because anytime I go in unprepared like this, it never ends well for me. It just doesn't. Oh good, we're still on sectoids.
Got it.
But, it's kind of funny that this was the first time ever that I decided to, Nope, it's just a pistol. Oh, that's right, Gunslinger. like, why am I doing 4 damage? Is this a plasma pistol? No, it's just normal. But I decided that there was going to be a real prize. The prize being I would put one of my gold bottle caps on the line. And whoever won would get the gold bottle cap, as well as a special surprise that I never spoke of, but was part of the plan as well. And none of these people watch my channel, but I'm still going to keep it a secret just for the sake of keeping it a secret. Oh shit, you grazed him. But I ended up winning. I ended up winning rather handily. There was a bit of a, I'll call it a scare at the end with my last round opponent, who was a late arrival, by the way. There were originally just the 5 of us, and then he showed up like at the last few minutes. I'm going to say the last half hour or so. Because it's not like he just strolled in at the last minute, I want to play Pokemon! You know? But, when he showed up, he was, you know, the last guy that I had to face. And there's this one kid, and I'm trying anyway, so hard to get him to make the effort to be the trainer that he can be. You know, he does a lot of rookie mistakes, like a lot. One of them being he had Palkia out, which is one of the 2 dragons that were being given away this month. And Palkia has a move that he comes with called Draco Meteor, which is a powerful special attack dragon move. But when you use this move, Draco Meteor, it lowers your special attack stat by 2 stages. Which means the more you use it, the weaker it's going to be on repeat uses. Which is, if you haven't figured it out, not what you want in a long-time battle. That's something where you're either about to lose Palkia, or you need to make the kill this turn kind of thing. And he used it on me twice, and by the time, you know, I was fighting back, for realsies, he didn't really have the power to fight back anymore.
I've got a visual.
But yeah, that was rookie mistake number 1. He actually one of the girls there, who's again one of our better battlers, didn't have enough Pokemon, and I gave her the extra Palkia card that I had. You know, just because I had it, I couldn't use it. I mean, I could, but I didn't want to. And I told her, because she was going to redeem it on Moon, I'm like, hey, if you bring it over to Ultra Moon, it'll be level 100 and you'll have a bottle cap. She's like, okay, cool, let's do that. You know, like you do. So, next step, obviously, was... Well, I was trading it over to her Moon game from Ultra Sun, or Ultra Moon, where she happened to have... Oh, wonderful floaters. Where she happened to have another Sinnoh Pokemon, Cresselia. Did the game just... I think the game just went kerplurfed. Yeah, game's boned. Well, that's wonderful. Is there an autosave? Wow, game's fucked. That's fun. So, I'll just do a wrap-up here. And if the game's salvageable, we'll go back. You know what? I just reinstalled Stardew Valley. And next week we'll go back to Stardew Valley. How about that? It's been a while. We'll go back to Stardew Valley. That sounds fun. But for now, I'll sit on this fucking broken-ass screen for a couple more minutes. But anyway, the other girl, the older girl. I say older because she's older than the first girl. She's actually younger than me. But she's like the second or third oldest person there next to me. Not counting the guy who runs it, who is the oldest. She actually had a team that I was quite concerned with, that I shut down with mild difficulty. It wasn't a knockdown, drag-out fight, but it wasn't something I just steamrolled over either. And I took her on second, so I got the big threat out of the way, or so I thought. But anyway, the last rival was her little brother. And the little brother normally is not even in my league, and he knows it. But he packed 2 high-risk one-hit KO moves. And by high-risk, I mean these things have stupid low accuracy. These moves almost never hit. But if they do, you're dead. And I don't mean that like metaphorically, oh, you're dead. No, I mean it will take you from full hit points to no hit points, regardless of how many that is. Be that number from 1 to 999. You will have no more hit points when this hits you. And he got 2 of those off against me, taking out 2 of my stronger Pokemon. And at the very end, I thought he had me. It was down to his last Pokemon versus my last Pokemon. And my last Pokemon was not faring so well. He had a dragon type of some sort. I don't remember. I want to say it was Palkia, but I don't think it was. It might have been Garchomp. Either way, it was a dragon of some sort. It was hitting me with Dragon Claw. Well, I don't know what it was. It might have been a dragon. It was using Dragon Claw, whatever it was. And I kept trying all sorts of dumb tricks, like trying to set up Substitute to protect my hit points while I fought back. But the problem is, whether his moves were super effective or not, they were ripping my Substitute out in one turn. So I'm losing less hit points than I would have from the move, mind you, but I was losing hit points every turn either way. And my first attack missed. Or no, that was a different thing. But anyway, I just wasn't dealing the damage I needed to kill him. And I started using Air Slash. And I managed to flinch lock him. There was literally nothing I could do to kill him in the turn I had. It would take me 3 turns to kill him and 1 for him to kill me. But I was faster, and Air Slash has a chance to flinch. And I had completely forgotten that this Pokemon, Shaman, Skyform, his ability is Serene Grace, which doubles the chance of effects. So if I had a 40% chance for Air Slash to flinch, it became an 80. I think it's actually a 30 to a 60, but either way, I'm basically flipping a coin every time I hit. And my coin flips kept coming up in my favor, and he flinched, and I won. And it was notable because the other guy, my first opponent for the night, was 4-1. And if I had lost to this guy, I would have been 4-1, and we would have had to have a tiebreaker. And when my big gambit failed, and he lived through it, I'm like, well, guess we're having that tiebreaker, because I wasn't paying attention to my move. And I flinch locked him, and I won at the last second. But no, the other thing was Shaman actually was the last round opponent for his sister, too. She had Rhyperior out. And I tried to hit with Seed Flare, which is a really powerful move, but I forgot has lower accuracy. And I missed, and she took me down to like 20% of my health in one hit. And I'm sitting here thinking this Rhyperior had Sturdy when it actually has Lightning Rod, thankfully. And I nailed him. Last second, killed him. One shot. So, it was an eventful week. Let me talk Star Trek, but first let me talk today, and then I'll talk Star Trek and we'll call it a day. What happened today, the thing that I hinted at the beginning of the video of why I didn't get anything done, the roofers came today and they were working on a roof, and I woke up to thump, 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 thump. And it was going pretty much all day. They stopped for a while and, oh, they went home. No, they took a lunch break. They came back in like an hour. The poor kitten was scared shitless, man. He gouged the fuck out of me. My finger has a little puncture in it. My side has gashes in it from his claws of him trying to push off me. I'm not mad at him. I was the one holding him, trying to calm him down. I tried to take him to where he could see what was going on, which he couldn't. The angle was bad. Hoping he would see, oh, it's just people, we're safe. Didn't work. I got blood everywhere. Worth noting, the girls were fine. The girls, of course, being the catch-all name for my 4 cats and the Chihuahua. I assumed that they were in the room with me and figured, well, Daddy's not worried. Why should we be? If he's not worried, we trust him that we shouldn't be worried. So, all was well. But yeah, I didn't get shit done. I didn't want to make a call to Walmart with all that pounding in the background. Also, they broke our water. Someone did. They claim it wasn't them. We're pretty sure it was them. Fucking water. We have a spigot, fucking fountaining water everywhere. It was a big pain in the ass. Roommate's probably going to get a nice little chunk of money added to the bill for that. Okay, Star Trek. Star Trek did not happen last week, but it will be happening this weekend. And as you know, I quit HeroClix. That actually came up today. The judge texted me this morning, "You going to Clicks?" And I didn't even fucking dignify that with a response. No, I'm retired. It's a fucking draft today. If I'm quitting HeroClix, why the fuck would I go to a draft? To spend money on a game I will never fucking play again. And I knew if I said that, he would say something along the lines of, "Oh, well, I'll buy the booster, you can use them." No, I don't want to be suckered into playing. Because every time I've thought about quitting Clicks, it's always, "Oh, I'll go for one more game. Okay, I'll keep playing longer." No, I want to just be done with it. And he probably thinks that my reasons were entirely... Even though I told him, he doesn't listen. He has no listening comprehension. But I told him otherwise, but I'm certain he believes that my reasons stem entirely from the fact that I can't play Pokemon if I'm playing Clicks. So the fact that it's not Tuesday means it's cool. No. That was the trigger. That was the thing that pushed the button, the retire button. It wasn't the thing that built the retire button. My reasons for not wanting to play Clicks are there's too much product coming out too fast, so there's neither money nor the chance to really get excited about it because there's a set every fucking month. That hasn't changed. All of my friends have quit playing, with the exception of the Judge and Anubis is on his way out too. So that hasn't changed. And 3, our venue has shifted majorly towards casual play, so that my hyper-competitiveness ruins their fun, and since they're not trying against me, it ruins my fun. So nobody's having fun, and that hasn't changed. So I didn't go. But no sooner last week did he say, "Oh, all this shit, okay, I'm quitting Clicks," then I finally made the decision, which is something I was hoping for, by the way, that I wouldn't go to the draft so I could spend my money on Star Trek. Because new shit has come out. A new starter, and 2, that number's going to be important in a minute, 2 new faction packs came out. The starter is the Klingon versus Federation starter, the Romulan faction pack, and the Dominion faction pack. And all of them have their things. For example, if I got the Federation starter, Federation Klingon starter, I would have another Nebula class, another variant of the fucking Enterprise, bringing me up to 3 of them. You know, more Picards, etc. A really good Worf for the Klingons, where if I shoot while cloaked, all my misses become hits. That's stupid broken. Also, a Klingon ship in there that adds battle station tokens to all my cloaked ships, which is fucking cool. So, and since I fight entirely through cloak, that is something I want to get in the near future. The Romulan faction pack, so many good stuff, so much good stuff. Variety of ships, scout ship, science ship, Mogai/Valdar class, and a Warbird. You know, good enough crew and captains and shit. The ships themselves aren't stellar, but they're not bad. And really, I kind of need to buff up my Romulan game. You know, I don't... For as much as I love the Romulan ships, and I love cloaks, and I love how the Romulans play, I never prioritized them back when I had my credit cards and my store cards and was buying Star Trek in bulk. I never went for the Romulan shit. It was always Federation first, or Dominion first, Federation second, Borg third, then everything else. And then I prioritize small factions like, oh, I could finish the Bajorans. Done. I could finish the Kazon. Done. Ooh, definitely want the Ferengi. Done. You know? And the second and third largest factions, the Klingons and the Romulans, kind of fell to the wayside. And then I decided to start working on cloaking device, or my sensor echo shit, working on my cloak game. Because originally, to me, a cloak was just, oh, here's 4 extra dice at the cost of my shields. Not a big deal. Until I got my sensor echo game going, and then I realized how devastating a cloaking device can be. But anyway, so my Romulan faction is really sparse. I have like 5 ships, 5 real ships, as opposed to prizes and blind boosters. Like I have the Khazara starter set, so everyone has the Khazara. I have the Apnex, which is a little science ship that's fucking worthless. It has a couple cool features, but it's basically a put it by itself, it has an effect, or what you do is you put it by itself, you cloak it, you put a certain captain on it who buffs all the Romulans around her, and you just be invincible and stay near your ships, so they all get extra dice. That's its sole purpose. I have the Praetus, which is an Enterprise-era ship that people buy exclusively to get the Cloaked Mines. I have the Valdor, which I traded for, so I never actually bought it. I have the Scimitar, which is really fucking overpowered and broken. And I'm pretty sure that's it. Everything else is either a blind booster or a prize of some sort. So my Romulan game, kinda weak. So that was a thing. And then there's the Dominion faction pack, which has some just gorgeous cards. Like there's we finally have the female changeling as an admiral, and I've been crying to get the female changeling because she's such a big part of the Dominion. You know, she literally is the face of the Dominion, and her power is phenomenal. Where basically she can imitate the power of any crew on her ship if she's a captain, or in the fleet if she's an admiral, or something along those lines. Or maybe she does the opponent. She does something where she copies crew skills. Then there's this really nice photon torpedo that does like 8 dice of damage. It's a one-time use, but I don't think it target locks. And there's a bunch of really good shit on there. It's something that, as someone who started as a Dominion player, ooh, it speaks to me. Plus all these are the new paint jobs, and the Dominion ships look so pretty in their new paint job. You know. So I spent the whole week like, oh, what do I want? Do I want the Federation, the Romulan, Dominion, etc.? And for a while, there was another faction kit that I kept seeing on Facebook, because they preview shit on Facebook. I'm part of the Attack Wing groups that preview this shit. And I was looking forward to it, and I was actually thinking to myself, hey, when I'm up there Saturday, because we were allegedly going to practice, we didn't, I ended up going up and then coming home, I'm going to ask when this faction pack releases, you know, and then I'm going to make the decision, do I want to get it? Do I want to get something now, or do I want to wait? So I get up there, and I can't find their fucking Attack Wing shit. I don't know if they cycle it for Attack Wing Night, but there was nothing. And I end up going on to one of the back shelves where they had the starter kits. So I sit down, and I'm looking at the starter kits. I'm like, oh, here's Federation. Here's the Romulans. Here's the Dominion. What's this third one? Oh my god, it released. Sitting before me was the Ferengi faction pack that I'd been seeing for months and had been so looking forward to and so hyped about. For the price of $30. I snagged that little fucker in my hands, walked up, paid for it. And then I'm sitting there thinking, well, I've still got some money, because I had like 45 set aside for this shit. I've still got some cash. So I went back and looked for the ships again. Now, there are currently 4 ways to get ships. There are boxes, which are, we're going to call them boxes. They are the starters/faction packs, which both contain more or less the same thing. 3 for the first, or 4 ships. And the starters have all the starter shit, and the other shit just have cards, right? There are packs, which are, oh, I'm going to buy the Enterprise E. It contains the ship and all the shit I need to play the ship. There are ship packs, which is just the model of ship. I don't know if they're painted or not. I don't know if they've even released them yet, but it's something they were planning to release. So that if you have a card pack, like, say, for a while, the tournament prizes were just card packs, like the Delta Flyer 2, for example. You needed the Delta Flyer 1 to play it. So if you didn't want to spend $15 on the Delta Flyer, you could spend $8 on the model and play it, you know? And the final one is card packs, which I just hinted at, which you need to have the ship model already, but you can play it. And I'm looking at the card packs, and there are 2 of them there. There's the Borg Octahedron, which is a D8, basically. And I'm thinking, I don't play the Borg that much. It's really good, but I don't play the Borg. And then I see a Ferengi Marauder. I think it was Goss's Marauder. Yeah, it was Goss's Marauder. For $10. So I grab that fucker, walk it up to the counter, and boom. And it's like, oh, you need the Kyrix to play this. And there's the Kyrix was the release, the public release ship. I actually have 2 other Marauders. I have Box Marauder from one blind booster and Nunk's Marauder from another one. But I confused the Kyrix at first with the Kraton, which was the very first Ferengi ship that was a Dominion tournament prize. And it's worth like $100. I'm thinking, God, they expect me to have the Kraton? But no, it was a thing. So I now, with the exception of the Kraton, own every single Ferengi unit ever made. And come Saturday, the Fools of Acquisition ride again. And I'm looking at the Ferengi, and they are just so fun. Because the Ferengi are made of just pure, stupid bullshit. And I mean that in the most wonderful way possible. That's everything about them is fucking bullshit. They're designed to frustrate and annoy anyone who plays against them. First off, and yes, this is basically going to segue into Kyrix pitch of Star Trek Attack Wing. No one's watching it, so fuck it. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. There are 4 ship models. There are 2 Decorah-class Marauders, which is the standard Ferengi fare. There is a Ferengi shuttlecraft, of which only one other exists. And there is a fucking Burrell-class bird of prey that apparently one of the Ferengi either stole or bought from the Klingons. That's on the team. This is actually the thing that first hinted me with the Ferengi, because they have a new thing where the cards will show, instead of saying, oh, a Ferengi captain will say, it'll show the Ferengi faction symbol. I'm not used to seeing the symbol, so at first I didn't know what it was. But Lurin's Bird of Prey, which is the Bird of Prey, has a power where, when the shooting starts, if this thing has a ship in its arc, and another Ferengi has a ship in it, the same ship in its arc, this Bird of Prey goes first, the Ferengi goes second, and then numbers matter. Like, I don't care if I have a 1-rank captain on both of those ships, and you have a 12-rank captain, which is possible. I'm still shooting first. That's wonderful bullshit. Ferengi now have a thing called the Latinum system, where they basically get these gold-pressed Latinum tokens that let them do all sorts of fun bullshit. Like, I can buy tokens, I can remove auxiliary power, and once per game, per captain, I can buy back an upgrade that got blown the fuck up. Like, oh no, you blew up my torpedoes! Just kidding, I'm gonna buy them back. You know? The captain that I put on the Bird of Prey is called Prak, and he has this really great thing. During the activation phase, which is, I believe, the phase where you do all your ships and actions, which, this is not an action to do, I just choose it in addition to everything else. I pick a ship within range 1 to 2 of me. Also, well, yeah. I don't even know if this is done as on my turn, if it's just start of the activation phase, I do this. I pick a ship within range 1 to 2 to me, and spend a Latinum, and I tell them, okay, choose one. Either I repair a hull or shield to my ship, or you don't get an action this turn. So that's fun. Ferengi have a new torpedo. Torpedoes have been something that a lot of players just fucking hate. I actually still swear by them because I have builds that make them really good, and everyone's like, oh, the cost analysis in this is bullshit. I'm like, no, it works. But we're going to ignore that for now. First off, this torpedo costs 2 points. Normally they cost 5 or 6, so that is a drastic reduction. Torpedoes typically have a power value of 4 or 5. 5 is usual, 4 is for like Kirk-era shit. This one has a star. This torpedo hits as hard as your main guns. So if your main guns hit really hard, it hits hard. If they hit soft, these hit soft. Torpedoes typically require a target lock. You have to target lock the ship, spend your target lock, shoot the ship. This does not. I neither need nor need to spend a target lock. I just, as an attack, I fire. Torpedoes used to disable. You put a token on it, you have to spend an action to remove the token. Later on, it's put 3 time tokens on them. Time tokens, at the end of each round, you remove 1. This is 2 time tokens, you remove 1. And when they hit, you also ox them, so that's fucking awesome. Next ship in the build is Goss's Marauder, which is the card pack I bought. It has a really fun thing where during the activation phase, which is when you move into your action, if I do a green maneuver, which I do almost extensively, almost exclusively, just for my cloak builds, you place 2 time tokens on this card, so it can't use the power until the tokens are gone, and you either remove an upgrade or a disable token from something on this ship, or you just put a Ferengi upgrade of any kind that was taken off back on the ship for free. So naturally, the Goss's Marauder build has a lot of shit that I discard. The captain's fun. He's not spectacular. He's kind of bland. He's fairly expensive, actually. But his trick is neither he nor any other Ferengi upgrades that you put on his ship cost extra if they're on a different faction. Like, I can put him on a Romulan Warbird with a full Ferengi crew, and none of them pay extra points. And he also makes every Ferengi upgrade on his ship 1 point less. So that's fun. New upgrade, a tech upgrade called Chemosite. During my movement phase, my activation phase, I can, without an action of any kind, I don't have to do a goddamn thing, this just happens, I can buff my speed by 2. So I can make a green 1, which, remember that whole green maneuver thing, and then move 3 instead. And when I attack, I can discard this and add one hit. Not even a die. I thought that said 1 die. No, it's 1 hit. I just hit for free. And then, of course, next turn, I move a green and get it back. You know? That's a thing. New version of Ferengi missile launchers. This is basically 2 dice attack, shoot twice. You can attack a second ship with the second shot, and any crits go straight to the hull and bypass shields. It's not a good card, but it's cheap and it gets the job done. And here's the fun thing. Remember, Latinum in this game lets me do all sorts of fun bullshit. And I have 3 Ferengi crew on this ship that do stuff with Latinum. One is, at the end of the round, if no enemy ship is within range 1 or 2 of me, I can just discard this guy and put a Latinum on my captain. Another guy is I can discard him at the end phase, or another crew on the ship, and put 2 Latinum on my captain. And the third guy says, whenever a Ferengi crew would be discarded, add a Latinum. So I'm adding like 3 Latinum a turn, if I want. Or more. Another ship I used that was different was Nunk's Marauder with Nunk. Nunk is an older captain. He is very combat-oriented, as is his Marauder. Nunk's Marauder was the first real sign that the Ferengi could be dangerous, because Nunk's Marauder, which, by the way, this isn't part of the pack. This is a blind booster from the Temporal Cold War set. Basically, I can scan as a free action, and then I aux my ship. So, scan's nice. Nunk, if after I move, if there's a ship within 1 or 3 of me that's enemy that has a scan, I get a battle stations for free. The problem is, Nunk is an old captain, so he doesn't get Latinum. Well, I play the Ferengi Admiral Gint on him. Gint puts 2 Latinum on him, and Gint says that every single time I would spend Latinum, I roll a defense die for every Latinum I would spend, and every evasion I get, I don't spend that Latinum. And then he's got a card called the Rules of Acquisition that at the start of the game I just put 6 more Latinum on. And then I have Grand Nagus, which is another thing. I actually had the original Grand Nagus card, which was much more expensive, but did the same thing. This one is, I discard this, and then target all Ferengi ships within range 1-3, all friendly, and they get to move a green maneuver for free. So if something happened to aux my whole fleet, I can do that. It's pretty useful. New tech is the T9 energy converter. At the end phase, I can disable it and remove an aux and repair a ship, or repair a shield, just for free. So if you damage my shields and ox me, I can just disable this card and not only remove the ox, but repair a shield. Nunk is actually using the Captain's Chair resource, which basically says, if I don't make a red maneuver, I re-enable something for free. So that's fun. Nunk is rocking the classic torpedoes and weapons ports, so we're not going to discuss those. The final thing, I was debating whether I just would run 3 ships, or if I'd run 4, and I opted for 4. Goss's Shuttle. Shuttlecrafts can only equip things with a cost of 3 or less, so I didn't have a lot to work with. But Goss's Shuttle basically says that any ship within range 2, 1 to 2, can't be removed from the play area unless they're destroyed. That only seems weird until you realize there's all sorts of things like, oh, I'm going to warp off the map and then appear here later. Well, you can't if the shuttle's too close to you. Goss's Shuttle is actually surprisingly beefy for a shuttle. It's got 2s all the way down. So it rolls 2 attack dice, 2 defense dice, 2 shields, 2 hull. Not bad, especially for 12 points. Captain here is Damon Solok. He gets 2 Latinum, and 2 crew member under him face down with a cost of 3 or less. They just go face down underneath him. And at any time, not at any time, in any activation phase, I can spend 1 Latinum, which, again, Gint can make me not spend. And I can flip one of those over and put him on the ship, and the other one just gets discarded. Then I have a rather complicated thing called Biomimetic Gel equipped, which it lets me put gel tokens on your ship, and it fucks with your crew, depending on what I put it on. Like, if I put it on your tech, it could blow up. If I put it on your weapon and you hit someone with it, it could blow up. If I put it on your crew, I just copy what the crew does. I have ROM on here, which is, as an action, he can repair a shield token, or if it's on a Ferengi ship, I can repair 2. So if you tag me, I can just do my repair thing, and I have full shields, if you didn't blow me up already. We're going to discuss my 2 face-down crew real quick, which is, one is Gigas, or Gagus. Put 2 time tokens on him, target a tech or question mark slot, upgrade to another ship, and put 3 tokens on that. That's useful. Letek, or Letek. Discard him, put an Ox beside the ship, and roll 2 extra dice this round. Attack dice. So I can hit really fucking hard with a shuttle. 1-time use of 4 dice. Now, the whole reason for the shuttlecraft, you're probably thinking, Kyrix, that shuttle's really blow-upable. That's the point. Because on this ship is a Ferengi called Par Lenore. Par Lenore, when the ship would be blown up, he gets 2 gold pressed latinum and attaches to your ship. And I still control him. And when he's on your ship, I can spend 1 of his latinum to disable something on your fucking ship. So he just kind of attaches himself like a parasite and makes a nuisance of himself, and it's great. So yeah, the Ferengi are full of really stupid bullshit, and it just warms my heart to see that they are so fucking horrible. Not in a bad horrible, like, oh, they're so worthless, I shouldn't have spent the $30, but horrible in the case of, oh, they're going to not like me for playing them. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Look forward to Stardew Valley next week, because fuck this game. Sorry, Maya. Get out of there. You're not supposed to be under the desk. But bye, everybody.